Okay, well, welcome to the Pistachio Podcast. Today is Mother's Day, and I am so grateful to welcome a very special guest on my podcast. That is my mom, Jyoti Vaknis. So, welcome, Ma.
Hi, thank you so much.
First of all, wish you a very happy Mother's Day. I'm so grateful that you are my mom. And I know I say this to you every day, but I just had to say it again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. So, as you know, Pistachio Podcast is about relocating spouses and their journey. And I know that I only realized later in life that you were a relocating spouse. So I thought it,
Yes.
it would be just great for you to share the advice which you've shared with me for so many years with many, many other women.
Yeah, way back in 1976, my husband was transferred. It is in the same country, it's not out of country. But it was a totally different city with different language. So my son was just 1.5 year old. I was working. I was in charge of a nursery school. I had about 18 to 20 children. And I was in charge of that kindergarten school. I was happy doing my work, and suddenly we were relocated. But as you know, that we were not thinking about the future so much as you people are now thinking about it. We just went ahead. I felt bad to leave my job, but then the little excitement was there. I was staying in a joint family, so when we went to the other city, it was staying separately, setting up a new home. So that was also, that thought was there. But I never thought about any challenges which would come in our ways. And once we went there, oh my God, I faced so many challenges. Many challenges were faced by me.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. We're going to talk about those challenges in just a bit. So first, why don't you actually you spoke about how you were teaching in a nursery at that time, teaching kids.
Yes.
So just tell, and you are still teaching. So tell us a little bit about what do you do.
I'm a teacher. I taught in for so many. I think about 30 to 35. Last 35 years, I'm teaching, and I'm in teaching field. And now I was relocating again and again and again. And now I'm in a place where I'm here for about last 15, 20 years. And I have become a consultant to different schools, educational consultant to different primary schools and middle school students. I coach the students, I train them to appear for the competitive examination. So I'm still a teacher.
Wonderful. Yes. And I know I get to see all the messages that your students always send to you. So I
Yeah.
know how much of an impact you have on them. So let's now go back. You said it was in 1976 and it was your first relocation. And for context, I want to tell the audience that even though this relocation was within India, it was from the western part of India to the southern part of India, where even the language spoken is different. So do you think it was almost in a sense like living abroad or living out of
Yeah, that's right. It was like living in a different country, because people, the way of their everything was different. The language was different. I couldn't understand a single word. Commuting was a problem. Going to the market was a problem, because uh, language barrier was there.
Hmm. So
And my husband would travel at a stretch for 15 days. 2 weeks he would not be there. So imagine a new city with 1.5 year old child, no friends, no neighbors. It was so difficult, very difficult. So many times I have cried. I said, why did I come here? As you said,
mm,
I wanted to go back home, but there was no home.
yeah.
That was my home. So where would I go?
Yeah.
Then slowly, I said, no, I cannot. I can live my life either by complaining or just crying, or I can learn the language, make myself, get used to the atmosphere which was there, make friends, and slowly I started, doing this.
Wow. Yeah. So you really you got yourself out of that the victim mode, or not
Yes,
completely.
yes.
What was the shift like? What did you do that got you out of that? Like you're crying, you're almost really upset and thinking, why did I come here? And then you start learning the new language and really starting to thrive. What was it that kind of pushed you in that new direction?
But there was no way I could have just sat and cried, because I had to go forward, isn't it? My child was there. So I said, what can I do? First thing is I must learn the language so that
Hmm.
my neighbors would accept me.
Hmm.
So I started learning the words and writing down in the diary and making attempt to speak.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
That's awesome. So then, and I wasn't born yet, so you just had
Yes,
the one son, which is my older brother.
yes,
And
yes.
then you didn't work, you left your job, and then what happened? Did you end up relocating again? How did you get back to work?
Again, yes, again after 5 years with two kids. Now you were born, so again in 76 we went. After 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
81 again we were relocated.
Hmm.
After relocation, as again I was without any work. Children had little grown up. I didn't know how to start. I wanted to get out of the house, because just sitting in the house, I was not used to sitting 24 hours in the house. I wanted to meet people, dress up, go out. Then it went on for another 2 years. Then I said, no, I cannot stay like that. I have to get back to work, or I have to do something. That do something, what to do once you
Mm-hmm.
have a gap of 4 or 5 years of gap of your working.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say, if you're not working for 5 years, then to come out of the house for anything,
Hmm.
it is very, very difficult. That was the most difficult part. Where to go, what to do, what shall I do, whom shall I ask, who will help me? All these questions were there. But somehow then I could start doing the work.
Mm-hmm. And is that the time when you actually went back and got your educational degree, the B.Ed, or was that later? So.
Yeah, yes, because then I said I must get myself upgrade
Hmm.
upgraded. I must get the knowledge if I have to go out again and work. So my value, I should increase by my knowledge. If
Hmm.
I increase my knowledge, I get upgraded, I get updated of the what is happening now, because there was 5 years gap in
Yeah.
between.
Mm-hmm.
So I did take up studies, and imagine looking after two children, cooking, doing everything, and studying at night. And my children were watching me. I thought, my God, if I fail in the examination, what will happen? What will my children think about me? But no, I passed with really flying colors. And again, it went back for teaching again to school.
Wow. So you had a long break. Again, it's almost like this spirit of, I'm not going to sit and do
Yes,
the same thing.
that's right.
I have to get out of the house. And then this time you kind of upgraded, you upskill, and then you
Yes.
went back to your teaching career, and you taught then for how many years? Because we lived in the same place for then almost.
Yeah, I taught there almost for 12 to 13 years, I think.
Okay.
And again, we were relocated. I had a full-fledged nice career, I was writing scripts for television shows and all in radios and podcasts, talking sessions. And I was really enjoying my life. And again, one fine morning, again, we were relocated.
Yeah,
But
and
this
then
time I was in a better position. you know, I knew what I should do. So again,
mm,
when I was relocated, again I started my this consultancy services.
yeah, so that this stage was different, right? Because the kids were older, so we had gone
Yes,
to
yes,
college. So
yes,
it probably had its different share of challenges. And this was also a time when you moved from the full-time job to kind of a consultant job, and you became your
correct.
almost like an entrepreneur. So
Yes.
what was that transition like? Being a empty nester and then being starting moving from that career which you enjoyed and you were thriving to something which was a little different.
Yeah. Initially, it was again difficult, but then I started enjoying the because the time here in the school timings were very rigid and long hours. Here I could work according to my ways or that. So I started enjoying. I started establishing myself and started enjoying this also.
That's wonderful. I've been inspired by, like you said, your kids were watching you, and I was certainly watching you, and uh,
Yes.
you modeled the way for me. So I want to talk about a little bit about, if you remember, when I was relocating out of India, Malaysia for the first time, and I was really worried about leaving my career and like taking a break. You said something to me which I still remember, and you said your career is like a marathon, and a small break is not going to really affect your career.
Yes.
Just take the opportunity. So a lot of relocating spouses have to take a break, and you took a break, and you spoke about how difficult it was to get back. So why do you feel that it is okay to take a break, and that you know it's all right because your career is long? What is your opinion on this whole break?
See, if you remain at one place, you become stagnant. If you get an opportunity to go somewhere else and see the different world or take challenges, it makes you a better person always. If you
Right.
remain at one place, there is no growth at all. So you must go out of your comfort zone. You must take challenges. You must see the world. You must meet the people, because it is the exposure that is what matters, which makes you a better person. The more exposure you get, the more better person you become. That is what I feel.
Yeah.
So you must take the challenges. Don't get afraid of relocation. If there are good opportunities, you must grab it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think you've lived that, like not staying stagnant, continuing to grow. You have lived that each time you moved, you've almost reinvented yourself. So break or not, you continue to keep growing. In fact, you keep going right now. You are 70 years old and you are still working. You still go and teach. So I want to know what motivates you to keep working today. What's your biggest motivator?
It's that I am with children.
Mm-hmm.
Children are great source of love. They are uh, they're so loving, and they're so, they don't have any harsh feelings or harsh whatever you give them, you get it back. So that's the beauty of young children. They love me so much. That is very important. Then the second thing, I have a timetable schedule in my day to day. I get up at particular time. I get dressed up. I go out. I meet people. I upgrade myself. I meet people. So that I like. Otherwise, I would have been just sitting at home and doing nothing, just
Mm-hmm.
watching television or just sitting at home. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel this way, going out with children or meeting people uh, makes me a better person.
Mm. That's so interesting because I see that theme in you, which is you want to keep learning, you want to keep growing, even at the age of 70, you want to just keep learning. And I want to sort of ask you, because your parents were educators. So
Yes.
where do you think this like drive for learning came from? Is it because of your parents? Is it something else, or how? Where
It's
did that
it's
come from?
it's. I think because of my parents. My father was a great. He was a professor and then principal of uh, a B.Ed college. What do you after teachers diploma? You know that college.
Okay.
Mother was also a professor, and my mother was really full of life. She loved gardening. She loved cooking. I have never heard her complaining about a single thing. She never complained. She worked very hard. So I think, and I've seen my parents doing at that, and they enjoyed every bit of life, every whatever came to them, every single moment they enjoyed, and that is what I have learned from them. So I think it has come from them. I've seen them doing all this.
Yeah. I remember even when I had moved to Seattle and I was going through a tough time and being rejected by many companies. And I
Yes.
remember you told me, just leave everything and learn something new. And
Yeah,
it,
because that's the way you will get the joy of achievement. The feeling you were having, all of us, when we sit at home, we have that feeling, negativity that, oh, I'm not worthy of anything. I don't
yeah,
deserve anything. So when you go out and upgrade yourself or learn something, you meet people, there are different assignments to be done, and you feel, oh, yes, I can achieve that, I can do that. And that self respect and the achievement, what you get out of it, is a great feeling.
yes.
That's why I told you, it doesn't matter. You go and learn something so that you will feel confident about yourself. That is very, very, if you lose your confidence,
Mm,
if you feel that you are not worthy of anything, you are no good, that feeling is very, very bad. And to come out of it is very, very difficult.
yes, and I never actually thought of it that way. Yes. So what you're saying is learning and something new gives you that joy of achievement, and it makes
Yes,
you more confident in your
correct.
own abilities, and it gives you something to do, and that will pull you out of that negativity, that sort of lack of self-worth, like I'm not doing
That's
anything,
right.
I'm sitting at home. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, I can just sit and listen to you all day. uh,
No, no, my whole story is now gone outdoors.
yes, your story needs to be shared with the world. And I actually want to go back in time to your academic year, and I know it's a very personal story which you shared with me many times, that there was
Yeah.
a time where you almost lost 2 academic years because of no fault of yours, because of some politics related to your parents being professors. You actually held back for 2 years, and what
Yes.
people don't know is after those 2 years, you bounced back and you graduated at top of the university, got medals, you were featured in newspapers, you were interviewed. So I want to ask you, like, how does one go from rock bottom, being kind of that failure for no fault of yours, to being this university topper and medalist? Tell me a little bit
Uh,
about that.
I never thought that, oh, I want to top the university and all that. I just went with the flow. Those 2 years were very bad patch in my life, but because of my parents, they were behind me like a rock. I never had a single moment of negativity in me. All my friends, they were ahead of me of 2 years. But I don't know. I can't now recollect how I felt at that time. Of course, that time I must have felt a little bad, but not so much. It did not affect me so much. I
Mm,
started again from scratch. And my father used to always say, you must give your 100%. So I tried to give my 100%. And that's how, I came first in the university. I topped the university. So that feeling was really, really great.
yeah, that's awesome. So Tell me, like, when you deal, when relocating spouses like me, I mean, I dealt with rejection. You try to do something and you fail, and many women are looking for a job, but nobody gives them a job because they have different career, non-traditional resume. They fail at things. They
Yes.
What is your advice on how can we deal with this failure or rejection?
See, how can I give advice? You know, because everybody's life is different.
Mm,
Everybody's problems are different. So, what you have to, one person, if you have to find your problems, face them, take help from the people, from friends. Now I'm so happy that there is a community Pistachio at my time. If there was a community like this, it would have been so easy, because there were so small problems which I couldn't ask anyone, very silly things, but I had those problems. So there are no solutions, ready-made solutions as such. You have to come out of it. That is very important. Other people will just help you, they will guide you, but take their advice, and you yourself, you have to decide what type of life do you want to lead. You can
mm,
sit and cry all the time. Keep trying. That is the only thing.
yeah.
And as I said, upgrade yourself.
Mm, yeah.
That
That's.
is very important. Go out of the house, do some social work,
Mm,
meet people. Now you have Pistachio group. I just see everything what you, the way you people are working. It's really good. Take help of your friends, take help of your community, and find your own solution. There are no strict rules that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you, after relocation, if you do all these things, definitely you will be happier. No, you yourself, you'll have to find out.
yes, that is so true. So find your own solution, find your own way,
Yes.
step out of the house, and then, of course, take help from other people.
Yes, that is also very important, because we feel, how can I ask for help?
Yeah.
Whose help can I take? But now, as I've said, the pistachio is there for so many.
Mhm.
They're so fortunate.
Yeah. Great. Thanks for that plug, Mom. That professional plug. It was not
No,
scripted.
I really mean it. It's not that
I know.
because you
I
are the
know.
founder member or what, but I remember, if at that time in 1976, if there was such a community,
Yes.
definitely I would have been a little better. I
Yeah.
would have felt, because when you are all are selling in the same boat, that is very important. Oh, I'm not the only one. Okay, so how did she do? Okay, she
Mm,
did this, so let me also try doing this. Feeling of togetherness
yes.
Pistachio had,
Yes. That is.
right? So
Yeah.
I'm taking out my
Mm-hmm.
problem, though it is different, but I can look at others, I can hear their stories, and I can find my way out. That is very
Yeah, and I think that people listening to your story are definitely going to get so inspired
important. I hope
and
so.
find their way out. So you spoke a little bit about your mother, and of course, today is Mother's Day.
Yes.
The Mother's Day is just starting where I am in the US. It's almost
Mm.
ending where you are in India. So
Yes.
you you tell us a little bit about your mom and what are some of the biggest lessons you learned from her that you still continue to take with you, or any memories or stories which you have of her?
Uh, as I've said, she was full of life. She loved everything. She loved gardening. She would go and do gardening for 2 hours, 3 hours. She would talk to plants and bushes and all trees, and she was like that, full of life. She
Mm-hmm.
was a very good cook. She never ever, I've never seen her tired or angry or getting, I don't know how did she manage, but really hats off to her. And I tried to copy her, but I'm sure I cannot just go even to near her also in all those qualities.
Yeah.
But
but I think I can see those so many aspects, the full of life, and
Yeah.
you're just the joy, and obviously you are an amazing cook, and I know you love gardening. I mean, I can see, I don't,
Yeah.
I can see so many of her qualities in you. And so I'm sure and she was a working woman too. So did that play a role in you, working? Because at that time, I'm sure not
Yes.
many women were stepping out of the house, managing young kids. So was it, did having a working mom influence you to also work? Because I know having you as a working mom influenced me to be, work.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I think so.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
must have influenced me. I don't remember, but maybe it was like mother was working, I should also work. It
Wow.
must be that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you spoke about pistachio, and we have our community, and we have 5 values. We call them. So pistachio is open, the shell is open, which shows you're open to possibilities. Happy, because it's known as a happy nut in China. Global, it's found all over the world.
Everywhere.
Then it's also tough because the shell is tough, so relocating spouses are tough. And then it's a little nutty because who moves to a new place without knowing anyone there or without a job.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So which of these 5 do you identify with? That's one question we ask all our guests. So
I'm
global,
open.
you're
I'm
open.
open. Yes. I'm open to all good things, whatever comes to life, whatever challenges, and I'm open to everything. So I like that character of pistachio, which I identify with.
That's wonderful. So, you have given so many nuggets of advice, life lessons, inspiration, and I know you don't like to give advice. So, if you were to tell yourself something, going back in time when you were about to relocate, and you were to give yourself some advice, or if you were to tell that um, girl something, what would you tell her?
Yeah, I should have handled some situations in a more better way, in a more matured way, which I did not at that point of time. So now when I look back, I feel that I
Okay.
was young, then you were, small kid, husband not there for 15 days. You can understand what feeling or
Mhm.
what I must have undergone. Taking my child to the doctor also was a big thing, in that city.
Yeah.
So now I feel I could have handled some situations in a better way, in a much matured way.
Yeah.
So matured, I should have been little matured at that,
Yeah.
which now I am. I think I am now. I hope so. I'm matured enough.
You're being really modest, dear mom. You are very mature, and I think you handled many situations in your life with a lot of grace. So you're being your modest self. Uh,
No, no.
but if you were like, there are many relocating spouses who are going to listen to this. If you had to tell them one thing, and you've said so many things, but if you had to repeat something which is like very important for them to know, what would it be?
What a, maybe there are so many things. All the pistachio characters which you
Mhm.
are identifying. So all those characters they should have. They should be open. They should be tough. They should be happy
Mhm.
while relocating. So don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Live at the day-to-day life. That is very important.
Yes,
I feel that.
yeah, that is so true. Don't dwell on the past. Don't worry too much about the future, and let's enjoy this moment.
It
That
is difficult, no doubt about it. Giving advice, that's why I said I don't give advice. Giving advice is very easy, but the following it is difficult. So the characters, your characters of statue, that is what a relocating spouse should have. All those 5 characters.
Thank you so much.
Fine.
Thank you,
Thank
Maya.
you. It was my pleasure. I hope everybody enjoys it, or they can listen to my relocating stories also.
Yes, I enjoyed. Heard this so many times, but I think I learned so many new things today. Looking at your journey from sort of an interviewer's lens and not the daughter mother chats that we have
Yeah,
every
that's right.
day. But I learned so many new things, and like you said, enjoy this moment. For me, this moment where I'm sitting and we are interviewing across Zoom, and you quickly learned again, showed your spirit of learning how to be on Zoom, and you learned that so
Oh my
quickly.
God.
And thank you, not just for being the best mom in the world, but just for continuing to make a difference to so many students in your life. And now you're going to impact other relocating spouses who are going to hear your story and say, wow, Jyoti Bakne's story is so inspirational.
I hope so, and wish you all the best to all the relocating spouses. You're doing a wonderful job, Pistachio. Keep doing that work
All
and
right.
help the community. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
dear.
Thank you.
Thank